you are watching this broadcast of the new ADDCT Network Television, streaming 24/7 community good news on even abroad in 10 nations. So I'm here as the Angel Community Good News in Charlotte, North Carolina, where we came on to grab some good news to put in the community to dispel, to diminish the negative news about housing. So we're at the National Association of Real Estate Brokers Midwinter Conference Community Day Building Black Growth Tour, and I have on the set with me Mr. Ron Cooper, past president of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers out of Los Angeles, California. But you know what? He is the author. He is the original Building Black Wealth Tour for the community. And Mr. Ron, I'm so honored. I'm so glad. I mean, Miss Lydia Pope, past president with communication, said he started. I said, oh, when you come on the air, and guess what he said? I'm willing to tell the story. The park is registered.
Thank you. Thank you. This is such a glorious thing. I invented this in 2015, that I made a commitment to my organization as a president that we would never again give a convention and not invite the community and not invite our people and educate them on the value of home ownership and how to build wealth. And the first time that we had it, it was in Long Beach, California, at the convention center. And we had approximately 250 to 300 people. I had never imagined it coming to this as large as it is. Dr. Courtney Rose Johnson, who is the president currently, was my third vice president. I was the first NAREB president. I am the 29th president of NAREB. She was the third vice president coming in 2016. I am the first president to have two women on the ladder with me. At NAREB, we've only had 3 women, including Lydia, as president in 77 years. So now you can see that the women are being moved up in our organization.
I know Marie was the first.
She was the first in the 80s. But in terms of this, it's so important that NAREB becomes the voice. If you guys remember what happened to us during the downturn, we were targeted. We lost $1 billion worth of equity wealth.
Say that again, Mr.
We lost over $1 billion
we were targeted
for equity wealth, which primarily studies show that our wealth is built in our home. Most of our parents bought houses, paid for them for 30 years. And that's the way we as African Americans have built wealth in America. Land ownership is the key in any country, but mainly in the United States. Land ownership is so important. We as a people have to understand that it is important that we build legacy, that we pass down our wealth. And the way that's done is through land ownership. We have repeatedly been targeted. Grandma's house, I'm sure they gave that today. Big Mama's house, Big Mama's house. What do we do with Big Mama's house? What has historically happened in every major city in this country, Big Mama passed, and the siblings of Big Mama, the first thing they want to do is figure out how to sell it. Not knowing that that same community that we call ghetto today, you will not be able to buy.
The gentrification has gone in. Where our forefathers, my grandmother, where they owned the land, they owned acres, they had farms because we didn't have a NAREB. They didn't know about taxes, things of that nature. And we're right about it. And the gentrification that's coming in, we as a people must realize when our elders pass, if there's not a will in place, if there's not something designed for the property to pass on all of the taxes that adjudicated property, we can stop that. Contact a realtist to find out how you can stop losing Big Mama's house, even your own property. Now, we've been over at the NID booth. and we're talking about housing counseling, and they're talking about avoiding foreclosure. If you're going through foreclosure, you don't have to just pack up and leave. There's a process with certified housing counselors that can help talk to the lender for you on your behalf because you had a hardship, so that we can save that property. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No.
We can talk about
But
the real
let's even go a little farther.
more.
Statistics show in our neighborhood, the number one owner in that neighborhood, we only own 10 to 5% of the rentals and property that we own in our own community. We're the only community that does that. Why is our community so prevalent for everybody else? Everybody comes to our community and build wealth and become millionaires. Well, I don't think that there's a better landlord than me when it comes to black people. Why am I not the owner of the apartment building? Why am I not the landlord? At least I grew up the way you grew up, and I have an understanding of your challenges. It made me a man that is financially independent. And most people look at me and like, how you do that? All I did was buy houses and apartment buildings, just like you do any other investment. It is important that we as people understand that unless you control where you live, unless you have a basis, you don't count in the tax base unless you pay taxes. And what is taxes? It is property taxes. So when they come to your neighborhood and you're not the owner, basically your voice is not heard. Don't ever believe that your voice is being heard. Yes, on a national level, they come and say we need a lot of votes. But as far as city government works for the neighborhoods that pay the most taxes. And we as the people need to understand.
And can I add on to that, sir?
Sure.
If you don't own the property, you don't have a voice in your area, in your local area. Your municipality. The politicians that's coming in, they're looking for not people that transit, that's moving over and over. They're looking for homeowners. That's why we're promoting democracy and how that you can own a house. It may not be the first house that you dream of, but it's a starter home. It won't be bad. So if you're not paying taxes, property tax, don't be deceived. You're not having a voice. Even when the politicians come to your church, they don't care about your voice because you don't have a vote.
Correct.
Oh my goodness. So therefore, we want you to realize the importance, as past president is saying, that started is not excuse the noise. We're at the National Convention in the Civic Center. There's other stuff going on. But we wanted you to get this content and understand that it's very vital, the time that we're living in, that mainstream media is telling you not to purchase, not to invest. We're on mainstream media telling you community good news. You better start now while you can. And don't fight among each other when the person leaves. Let there be a will, or trust, or something, some kind of discussion, so that there's not a division in the black family because we fight over who's going to get the chair and who's going to get the table. Don't start me on this network.
And the decisions are made when you do not have a will or a trust. The state or the city determines who gets what, not the family. And that's where the fight starts. It is not between family. It's the fact that the controller of the probate starts divvying up and paying all the creditors, and you end up with less. That's how to get. And a trust, they cannot attach a trust. So it's important that we start being educated and understanding how it is important that we own our own community. Don't you think it's strange that all of a sudden all the inner city ghettos that we all used to say was ghettos, we can't go by in there.
They're walking the dog.
It's too hot. So as a real estate broker for the past 35 to 40 years, people would ask me, Brian, is now a good time to buy? When is a good time to buy? Buying is always good. When I started buying real estate in the early 80s, at that time, interest rates was 16%. FHA was 16%. So don't get caught up in this idea that it's not good to buy because the interest rate's high. If you can afford it, buy it. Because one thing that I can tell everyone, at least in Los Angeles, that's where my business is, that if you buy a piece of property today and you hold it for 10 years, I guarantee you it will double in value.
It's so good. Now, let me just add before we close this particular interview. The National Association of Real Estate Brokers National Convention will be held in New Orleans, Louisiana this year, in July, August. You can go to the website that's on the screen.
Let me give them the dates. July 31st to August 3rd. We will be in New Orleans.
You need to attend a community day while we're in New Orleans. Now listen at this. I'm from New Orleans when Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane Rita decided that I needed to uproot my real estate and mortgage and housing counseling business and be scattered like 300,000 other individuals in New Orleans. Here's the point I want to make. Those 300,000 people that scattered left property.
Thank you very much.
They left property and you had more than one family in the property, owning property. New Orleans is a goal. So the cost of construction, the cost of insurance, homeowners insurance, the cost of flood insurance, it's all been by design to price people out of the property. But if you already own the property, it doesn't matter what condition it is. We have FHA 203K loans. We have all kinds of mortgages that can help you improve those properties. Hold on. Don't give up. Get your property, get your siblings together, say, hey, y'all, we can fix this up if we're going to rent it or we're going to stay in it, but don't lose it. Don't sell it.
I thank you.
I thank you. This is
it is so important that we get the word out. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned for the next segment of Community Good News on the new ADDCT Network Television. How can they reach you if someone wants to?
Yes. Ron Cooper _ at rscooper.com.
Reach out to him, send him a note, let him be encouraged. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Bye now.